But intelligence had warned of trouble. Weeks before, U.S. satellites tracked unusual movements inside Iran. Small drone units were being moved near the coast. The Revolutionary Guard was running flight tests. Communications intercepts suggested planning for something bold. Yet, as often happens, the warning blended into the noise. Commanders were not certain of the target or the timing. That night, the sea was black. The horizon showed nothing, but miles away, a group of drones launched from hidden sites. Some were carried by trucks, others were launched from speedboats disguised as fishing vessels. They were the Sheit 136, the same type that Russia had used in Ukraine, with devastating effect. Each carried a 40-kilogram warhead, enough to shred steel and ignite fires. Their wingspan was only 2.5 meters, making them hard to detect on radar. Their engines buzzed like mopeds, but over the roar of the sea, that sound was drowned. Inside the rig, watch officers scanned their screens. Nothing unusual. To them, the night looked routine. They did not know that Iranian eyes were watching, and Iranian hands had already pressed the launch buttons. The stage was set. What happened next would turn the calm waters of the Persian Gulf into a battlefield. 2:39 a.m. Radar operators on the oil rig saw faint signals. Small, fast-moving objects appeared on the edge of the screen. At first, they thought it was clutter, maybe seabirds or faulty returns. Drones often appeared like this, low, small, almost invisible. One officer leaned closer and marked the contacts. Seconds later, the signals vanished again. The crew assumed it was nothing, but it was not. 2:46 a.m. The first drone slammed into the side of the rig. The explosion ripped through steel. Fire burst across the platform. The blast threw workers to the ground. Machinery stopped. Alarms screamed. The night went from quiet to chaos in a single second. Marines on the deck scrambled to defensive positions. They opened fire into the darkness, but the drones were too fast and too low. The second wave came from the opposite side. One drone hit the communications tower, shattering antennas and radars. Calls for help struggled to get through. Within minutes, more drones followed. At least a dozen were in the air. They moved like hunting wolves, each programmed to strike a vital point. Some hit the storage tanks. Flames roared into the sky. Others targeted the crane arms, dropping steel wreckage into the deck. The rig, built to withstand storms, shook under precision strikes. The crew tried to fight back. Therium defense systems spun up, spitting hundreds of rounds per second. Tracers lit up the night. 2 drones exploded midair, torn apart by defensive fire, but too many slipped through. Each one carried enough explosive to tear open another hole in the rig's body. 2:54 a.m. The rig commander gave the order to evacuate non-essential personnel. Lifeboats were lowered into the burning sea. Men jumped into the water as flames spread. Some were injured, others were missing. The priority now was survival. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy moved. 30 miles away, the destroyer USS Mason picked up the distress call. Its Aegis radar locked onto dozens of tracks. The Mason launched 2 SM-2 missiles, streaking into the night sky. They destroyed 3 drones before they could reach the rig. FA-18 Hornets scrambled from a nearby carrier group. Pilots raced at full throttle, guided toward the battle by desperate radio calls. But the damage was already severe. The main production platform burned. Oil leaked into the water. Columns of black smoke rose into the night. The rig's defense systems were failing. Each new explosion weakened its structure. The men still on board struggled to keep the fire from spreading to the fuel storage tanks. If those tanks ignited, the entire rig would be lost.